Are we all set to go?
Which number?
I'll read it. Number
Is it 8?
5.
5. Number 5.
It's on this one.
Are you set? All set? Everyone? All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Board of Local Improvements meeting for the Village of Western Springs this evening. To honor our nation's heroes and to honor the men and women in uniform who serve and protect our community, please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Clerk Fitzgerald, may we have the roll call, please?
Certainly, Madam President. Trustee Hansen?
Here.
Trustee Timick?
Here.
Trustee Allen?
Here.
Trustee Rudolph is virtual. Trustee
Here.
Sifferman?
Here.
Trustee Tyrrell?
Here.
All present.
Thank you. So I just want to note for the record that Trustee Rudolph phoned in because she's away from Western Springs this evening on a business trip. She's not sick or on vacation, and so according to the law, she is entitled to call in. Thank you, Trustee Rudolph, for making yourself available this evening.
Thank you.
So the Village Board sits as the Board of Local Improvements. Our main purpose is to oversee disbursements for public improvements at the Timber Trails development. These expenses are drawn from a fund established through a line of credit from the developer and the sale of special assessment bonds. The village engineer reviews all draw requests, as does the board's finance committee, before consideration by this full Board of Local Improvements. So we've had several requests for draws recently. The last one was on last month in September. Is there a motion to approve or in October 8th, our last minute, is there a motion to approve the minutes of the October 8th meeting?
I will move that we accept the minutes of the October 8th BOLI meeting.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. Those minutes are approved. Then may I have a motion to approve the disbursement request for this evening, number 83.
So
Ed, go ahead.
I'll jump in there. Yes, so I'll make a motion to approve the disbursements as contained in the agenda. Sorry, I had it here and I just lost it.
It's number 83.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Ed, it's hard for me sometimes to hear you.
No, I apologize. So yeah, I'll make a motion to approve disbursement request 83 in the amount of $397,310.28 from the Village of Western Springs for expenditures related to the Timber Trails development as presented. And Village Engineer Ziegler has a presentation to go over some of what's left to go on the development of Timber Trails, so he'll be able to show what's been done so far, what's left to go.
Let's have a second first.
Oh, sorry.
I'll second.
Thank you. Jeff, if you'd like to jump in, please.
Waiting just a minute. One.
Okay.
The exhibits, we didn't realize that the overhead projector is no longer working, so we had to do some last minute technological.
Well, while we're waiting for that, let's go ahead and vote on this draw. Is there any discussion first? No. Okay. May we have a roll call vote, please?
Certainly, President Gallagher. Trustee Hansen?
Aye.
Trustee Timick?
Aye.
Trustee Allen?
Aye.
Trustee Rudolph?
Aye.
Trustee Sifferman?
Aye.
Trustee Tyrrell?
Aye.
All in favor.
Thank you. Would it be appropriate to give the presentation? All right, why don't we move on here? Oh, here we go.
There we go.
Thank you.
Okay, the the drawing that you've got shown up there right now, I've marked 294, Tri-State Toll Road on the left-hand side, Plainfield towards the bottom of the screen, and then Wolf Road on the right-hand side of the screen, so north is in the up direction. And this is the entire Timber Trail subdivision. And the dark line that you see running down kind of in the middle of the subdivision was the difference between what they called Unit 1 and Unit 2 as part of the subdivision. And you saw a couple of yellow streets down inside there that are highlighted yellow. Those are the last two remaining streets to be done. All of the other infrastructure and streets are done in the entire subdivision. And so if you could go to the next slide there, Matt. Can you zoom up on that? Somewhat difficult to see. That was what was completed in 2018. Everything in, there we go, everything in yellow there. In addition to that, there is some blue and some green and some orange. All those utilities were also completed. So the orange is the storm sewer. The blue is really hard to see, but it's actually the entire length of the yellow is all new water main. And then the green is the sanitary sewer, so they're green down through there. And so those were the improvements that were paid for recently through the last several bowling meetings. I think it started at 77 or 8, something like that.
Okay.
And it's gone through 83. That also included some engineering and legal fees and forestry fees also that were processed also, and I think also some bank fees related to Amalgamated Bank. So, and then the next slide. This is what's actually remaining improvements for the entire subdivision. What you see is a little bit of water main between the two cul-de-sacs inside there. And then the two cul-de-sacs themselves, and then some storm sewer improvements also in that area. So hard to see, but there is a little bit of sanitary sewer, 2 stubs that actually stub out into those streets also. So the main public improvements in the entire subdivision are really starting to wind down. And as you saw in the draws, the estimated cost to complete. These estimated costs to complete get periodically updated as the developer comes on board and asks to actually do those improvements. So because he hasn't come in and asked for these 2 improvements just yet, I don't foresee them probably being constructed in the next 2 or 3 years. At the earliest, I would say. Why is that? There is a very large pile of dirt on the southern cul-de-sac, the one that you see on the left side of your screen. It's probably 40, 50 feet tall and maybe 200-300 feet long. It's a very large pile of dirt. And the other one is requires more dirt to build it up and things like that, and that is generated out of the actual subdivision. So as development occurs, it also generates the types of soils that they need to actually build the roadway. So that's the current state that we're in. As of this last payout, the letter of credit balance is $1,406,000. I'm anticipating these 2 cul-de-sacs and their related infrastructure to be about $700,000 when we get into that. The estimated cost to complete, as it's shown on the summary that you've got attached there, is $317,000, and the difference, the cost is that this $317,000 would have been good about 4 years ago. We probably could have built it for that amount of money. By today's standards, it's just not feasible anymore. People were really hungry coming out of the we want to call it a recession, or the down period that we had in the economy. And so prices have continued to escalate, and fairly substantially in the construction industry. So, but there are still remaining sufficient funds to complete all of the public improvements and in addition to that, complete punch list work after the subdivision is complete.
You said that the 317 is not, would not be enough, but,
This 317 that's showing on here is insufficient to complete public improvements as they're showing there today.
okay,
But we have $1,406,000,
okay,
$1.5 million basically to complete what is $700,000 worth of improvement
Okay.
by today's standard.
okay.
So,
Thank you. Any other questions of Engineer Ziegler?
I have a couple.
Sure.
Thanks, Jeff. That was really helpful. Does that line of credit that they have also include for the water tower?
That line of credit they have is for the water tower also, but only, well, depending on who you talk to. The developer says it's $400,000.
Right, okay.
That, we could get into all kinds of semantics with that, but yes, it does.
Okay, and then you said all the other stuff was completed. Has that been completed and accepted by your firm, or just completed?
No, it's just been completed as of today.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Then I have a motion to adjourn the bully meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the bully meeting.
Second?
I
I'll
will
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll adjourn the bully meeting and go right into the regular meeting of your Board of Trustees for October. Clerk Fitzgerald, will you please confirm that everyone is still here?
Everyone is still here, confirmed.
Thank you. Does any trustee have any additions or deletions to tonight's agenda? All right, hearing none, we'll move on to citizens' comments. This is when we open up the meeting to the public. Would anyone like to address the board this evening? Hearing none, we'll move right on to the omnibus vote. The Illinois state statutes allow a municipality to collectively vote on a group of ordinances, resolutions, and other motions, such as awards of contract, appointments, etc. This is known as an omnibus vote. All the items contained on the omnibus vote list have been previously discussed by the President and Board of Trustees on at least one occasion, and often on several occasions. By placing them on the omnibus vote list, a single vote may be taken to approve them. A trustee may remove any item from the list and have it discussed and voted on separately prior to the omnibus vote. Is there any such request?
Yes, Madam President. Could you please remove Resolution 18-2456?
Yes. It's agenda item number 5?
Agenda item number 5, correct.
Thank you. So we'll remove that, and we'll vote on that separately. Let's move on to the omnibus vote now. Trustee Timick?
Thank you, President Gallagher. I move that the following ordinances, resolutions, and motions as contained on the meeting agenda for October 22nd, 2018 be adopted and/or approved under the omnibus vote. Agenda item number 1, approval of minutes of the meetings of September 24th and October 8th, 2018 as read. Agenda item number 2, resolution 18-2453, determining to levy an additional library tax for construction, maintenance, and repairs and alterations of library buildings and equipment for the fiscal year commencing January 1st, 2019 and ending December 31st, 2019. Agenda item number 3, resolution 18-2454, approving the regular meeting schedule for the 2019 calendar year of the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Western Springs. Agenda item number 4, resolution 18-2455, approving a franchise agreement with Comcast of Illinois, West Virginia. Agenda item number 6, resolution 18-2457, authorizing and approving the execution of an intergovernmental agreement for participation in the fiscal year 2018 Invest in Cook County program between the Village of Western Springs, Cook County, Illinois, and the County of Cook, acting by and through its Department of Transportation and Highways. Agenda item number 7, a resolution 18-2458, authorizing and approving the execution of an electric utility rate and supply service agreement with Energy Company for electric utility supply service to those village buildings and facilities not covered by the no-charge electric service provision of the village's franchise agreement with Commonwealth Edison Company. Note, the selected low bid company name and low bid electric utility rate will be announced during the meeting and will be added to the resolution title as part of the adoption motion. Agenda item number 8, Resolution 18-2459, approving a budget budget amendment and transfers over $10,000 to the fiscal year 2018 operating budget in the general fund. Agenda item number 9, Resolution 18-2460, authorizing the approval and execution of a professional services agreement between the Village of Western Springs as lead agency and Baxter Woodman Incorporated consultant for preparation of a regional comprehensive transportation infrastructure plan for the Central Council members of the West Central Municipal Conference, and the approval of the expenditure of federal surface transportation program shared fund grant funds and the funds of WCMC Central Council members to pay the financial obligations under the professional services agreement, consultant selected by request for proposal process. Agenda item number 10, Resolution 18-2461, authorizing and approving the execution of a reimbursement agreement for Foxford Station LLC's share of the Johnson Avenue roadway improvement project for replacement and restoration work associated with the infrastructure improvements of the Foxford Station development. Agenda item number 11, motion to approve an engagement letter of agreement with Storino, Romello, and Durkin for legal services in connection with the expansion of a central corridor of the Illinois Tollway. Agenda item number 12, motion to award a bid to lowest qualified responsible bidder, Archon Construction Company Incorporated of Addison, Illinois, for the well number 5 sanitary sewer replacement project in the amount not to exceed $27,000.
Thank you, Trustee Timmick. Is there a second?
I will second.
Before we go to vote, Director Super, do we have the name of that energy company for the electric?
Yes, we did. We got that this afternoon. It is AEP Energy. The price that we got this afternoon is $0.05568 dollars or cents, really, or it's dollars, $0.05568 per kilowatt hour. That's about 4/10 of a savings over what our current contract is, which is $0.05947 tenths of a cent per year. Or per kilowatt hour, I'm sorry. And this price quote's good until 3 p.m. tomorrow, where then the commodities market would roll over to a new price.
Okay, will you please restate the name and spell it?
It is AEP Energy.
E is in Edward?
A is, yes, Alpha Edward.
Princess.
What? Yes.
Ed, can you just incorporate that into the motion for agenda item number 7?
Should I reread it in its total, or?
No, just say,
Oh, okay, then just to adjust agenda item number 7, the name of the supply service agreement will be with AEP Energy.
perfect. Thank you. Clerk Fitzgerald, may we have a roll call vote? Or is there any discussion first? Roll call, please.
Trustee Hansen?
Aye.
Trustee Timmick?
Aye.
Trustee Allen?
Aye.
Trustee Rudolph?
Aye.
Trustee Sifferman?
Aye.
Trustee Tyrrell?
Aye.
And President Gallagher?
Aye.
All in favor.
Thank you. Then moving back to agenda item number 5, Trustee Hansen, will you
Oh,
please?
yes. Agenda item number 5,
Motion
Resolution 18-2456, authorizing and approving the execution of a professional services agreement between the Village of Western Springs and James J. Bennis and Associates Incorporated for design and construction engineering services for the 2019 roadway reconstruction, water main, and resurfacing improvements.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? May we have a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Hansen?
Aye.
Trustee Timmick?
Aye.
Trustee Allen?
Nay.
Trustee Rudolph?
Aye.
Trustee Sifferman?
Aye.
Trustee Tyrrell?
Aye.
Thank you. Moving on, does any trustee have any other business this evening? Then the monthly financial report, Trustee Rudolph?
Okay, hopefully you can hear me well. I draw your attention to your packets that you received and just a couple of notes on the current financials. The sales tax received in September are continuing to be slightly higher over our same period last year. They were 2.5% higher. And overall for the year, the sales tax receipts are running 8.09% higher over the same period last year. And also of note, just within our water and sewer funds, the total consumption is also tracking very closely to 2017, a very, very slight decrease over last year. Otherwise, expenditures are on track. Questions, comments?
Nope.
If none, I'll make a motion to approve the September financial reports.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? May we have a roll call vote, please, Clerk Fitzgerald?
Certainly. Trustee Hansen.
Aye.
Trustee Timmick.
Aye.
Trustee Allen.
Aye.
Trustee Sifferman.
Aye.
Trustee Terrell.
Aye.
All in favor.
Thank you. Moving on, thank you, Trustee Rudolph. Moving on to my report, just a couple of reminders about meetings coming up. Tomorrow there will be a meeting with a representative from Stop Sterigenics here at 1 p.m. I mentioned this at our last meeting. Several local mayors will be in attendance as well, and we're looking forward to a frank and informative conversation. Any trustee is welcome to attend if you're available. On Wednesday, I have a meeting with the WCMC Central Council Transportation Committee where we will announce the bid award that was just authorized by you this evening for Baxter and Woodman to start that regional planning project and get that underway. The East Train platform on Friday will have a grand reopening. Hopefully the weather will comply. We'll be out at the train platform between 7 and 9 a.m. with donuts and coffee, and anyone is welcome to attend if you're available. Also, there's a resident meeting October 30th at 6 p.m. here at Village Hall to discuss the Well Number 5 project. I believe that'll be down in the all-purpose room, and all residents and trustees are welcome to attend. On November 13, the Western Springs Business Association is having their annual lunch and member meeting. If you are available, please attend. Please plan to attend that event. It's from 12 to 1:30 at Salerno's. And then finally, I'd like to wish our residents a happy Halloween. Please be careful of our little trick-or-treaters who are out and about that evening as it gets dark early, so just drive carefully and happy Halloween. And now we'll move on to Village Manager Velkme's report.
President Gallagher?
Yes.
Just a quick question, please, on the October 30th resident meeting. Just how is that being communicated?
There were letters that were sent out to Field Park residents, I know, because I received one.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
We'll be having we'll be putting together a notification on the Municipal Services News Flash that go along with a supporting webpage sometime later this week or early next week. It'll be a similar approach to what we do with our road construction projects, where we'll have a handout at that meeting and then a follow-up process for people who have questions or news flashes and notifications about the project.
Did you hear that, Trustee Rudolph?
I got most of it. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay. Village Manager Velkme.
Thank you, President Gallagher. Tonight, I just wanted to remind everyone that leaf season has begun. And please take a look at one of these cards. You should have received it in the mail. It has the schedule on there, and then you can frolic in the leaves if you like. So, I have two other announcements. One is from, well, they are both from Metra. And on Halloween, they will have some additional trains that they will be operating in the afternoon so that you can get home for the trick-or-treating. That's the good news. Now, we have another release from Metra with regard to a construction project, and I sent that out to the village board and our senior staff today. And this construction project starts on the 26th, which is Friday afternoon after our reopening. And they are going to be replacing 18,000 ties, railroad ties, from October 26th through the 28th between Hinsdale and Aurora. This means that they will be, there will be disruptions to service, to freight traffic also. please take a look at the schedule because Friday night trains, they are canceling about 4 trains on that day. So please take a look at that schedule. And also, we are probably going to have some horn blowing in town on that weekend. So I know none of us like it, but we will have, for safety's sake, we do have to allow them to do that. So that is from the October 26th through the 28th, and we already have this posted on our website, and you can also go to the Metro website too. And that is it. Thank you.
Thank you. Village Attorney Jerusik?
Just one quick request for executive session, closed session tonight, if we could just have the motion also include the setting of sale price of village-owned real estate, just so we have a broad number of exceptions to rely upon to discuss matters tonight.
Okay. That's it?
That's
So
it
just
for
to
me.
be clear then, we'll have 3. Is that-
Three topics.
Just, okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right, in that case, that's a good segue. May I have a motion to recess to closed session?
I'll make a motion to recess to closed session for the purpose of discussing the purchase or lease of real property for use by the village, the setting of price for the sale of village real estate, and the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. However, a meeting to consider an increase in compensation to a specific employee of a public body that is subject to the Local Government Wage Increase Transparency Act may not be closed and shall be open to the public and posted and held in accordance with this act.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
I think it's roll call.
Roll call, please, Clerk Fitzgerald.
Certainly, Madam President. Trustee Hansen.
Aye.
Trustee Timmick.
Aye.
Trustee Allen.
Aye.
Trustee Rudolph.
Aye.
Trustee Sifferman.
Aye.
Trustee Tyrrell.
Aye.
All in favor.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in closed session. We will discuss only those 3 items as were enumerated in the motion to recess to closed session. We will come back to open session just briefly, and the only thing to do there will be to close that meeting as well. There will be no other items discussed at that time. Thank you and good evening.